But they're going to roll this time out of 4 as Austin Schmick leads us to green here in the number 3 Bandolero. Dominic West working the inside on Kenzie Parker, trying to get down low near that line. And Kenzie Parker and Dominic West going to go around in turn 1 that time. Looks like we're going to get the one to go this time. Jeremy Smith possibly being waved off here.
It appears that there was a little bit of fuel back in that area, but there's a chunk of rubber that caught on fire. But we have a lot of rubber buildup on these race cars over a period of time and everything. And it appeared that fuel with the exhaust and everything ignited a small fire underneath the car.
Rolling underway here. Jen Hall fires off the outside with a really good run here, able to get clear of Richard Dorman immediately. Jeremy Smith going to dirt track it here down low beneath that white line on the apron. Strong here in his regular season appearances. One on April 13th in the regular season debut. Oh, and this time trying to go low on the 28 of Tristan Meyer. The number 96 of Joshua Davis is going to go around in turn 2. Run. Though he's inching closer here, really going to drive it down and holds on to it, saves it out of the turn 4 corner. Meredith almost had that thing go around on him. Middle lane versus Nick O'Neill having to ride the low lane this time, and Brandon Bonnet's going to edge out in front and get clear for the lead here. Bryce Bonnet in the 23 all over the back bumper. Looks like and a hard hit up into the turn 1 and 2 wall. Looks like he got up on the back of Nick O'Neill there. Maybe had a tire going down, something locked up, and he went straight to that outside wall. Building momentum out of turn 4 this time, and we are underway for our award store Park Avenue Jewelers Hobby Stocks. Jen Hall hits that apron line a little bit in the dirt that time, but falls off to 3rd here as she was trying to pick up that 2nd spot. Strong charge from Catlin up the middle here. Still 3 wide turn through 3 and 4. Brian Love's going to fall out and back, though, as that'll leave Hall and Catlin side by side battling for 3rd. And Zane's going to wrap this low line, moving up the track a little bit, but stays clean. And we're going to go 3 wide for the lead here as Calvin Catlin looking to go low in turns 1 and 2. Not able to quite find that spot, though, as David Phippen able to hold on to that lead, though Catlin's going to get around in out front of Insane Zane here. It's back side by side for the lead here. Calvin Catlin trying to work low down the front straightaway and through 1 and 2. Phippen's really high out of this corner exit. See if he can get momentum. Catlin moves up the track a little bit, but has his nose out in front. Going to go through 3 and 4 again, this time side by side. It'll be Catlin holding on to that lead. But a tight battle here with him and David Phippen. And a problem for the 64, it looks like. Our leader, Calvin Catlin, dropping off the track here, which will lead David Phippen to taking the lead. But after leading a majority of the race, Calvin Catlin had to drop off there. An unfortunate break for that 64, but it leads the way for David Phippen to earn his 2nd win of the 2024 Award Store Park Avenue Jewelers Hobby Stock season.
We had some carburetor issues, and when we ran the heat, it wasn't working. We got it working. It started dying on the last 3 laps, and I was hoping it would make it, but it was good.
All right. Green flag waves, and they fire. Going to have Austin Schmick and Kenzie Parker side by side with Dominic West right behind him, with the 2 Scott siblings rounding out the rear here to start this race. Looking for a little bit of a run, but moves right back outside, trying to get around the 66 of Kenzie Parker here. And with that big momentum run, he's going to go to the lead here early on. And Austin Schmick will be taking his white this time, but checkered flag waves for Dominic West as he takes his 3rd Desert Valley Landscaping Bandolero main event in a row.
Oh, poor guy.
Thank you, Mom, Dad, everybody who came out here, especially you fans. It would not be fun without you.
We fire off turn 4 for our pro stocks. Jeremy Smith going to edge out to an early lead here. Gets around Larry Leach in a bit of a hurry. But can they start closing distance here in the final laps now that we've gotten the halfway to go signal? And Jen Hall going to find a big run through the turn 3 and 4 corner. Possibly a problem right now for the 44, Richard Dorman, as he's slow. Hall going to pick up that second spot. Dorman off the pace, though. And looks like he's going to head up to that exit ramp. A tough break for the number 2 pro stock, Richard Dorman, having to exit here. 5 laps remaining this time around as they take the start-finish line. Can she close that distance with 5 to go? Coming out of turn 4 this time, it will be Jeremy Smith taking his 4th Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing Pro Stock main event of the 2024 season. Your points leader back in victory lane with his 5th win of the season.
First and foremost, just want to wish a happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And happy Father's Day to my father. And just thank you to everybody that touches this car.
All right, this time out of 4, and Tristan Meyer's going to be the first to look low, trying to get inside of Brent Schmick. Not able to get there, though, as Brent Schmick off to a strong lead early here. 78 of Bryson Meyer, stuck along the back bumper of the 96 of Josh Davis. Going to drive deep into the corner and then try and get down low. Finds a big momentum run and is able to move up to second around his brother, that 28 of Tristan Meyer and the 96 of Josh Davis. But Bryson Meyer moving up to second now, though. He's going to need a little bit of defensive driving to keep that car behind him, but doing a good job so far. Big push here from the 78, though, as he stays on his back bumper down the straightaway. Maybe a little bit of a push into the corner to help try and get himself low and inside. And he's going to pick up that pass for the lead as Bryson Meyer moves to first. Looks like they're working over in that turn 3 corner. And a really strong jump that time from Bryson Meyer down low. Turns his car down into that racing group to get it straight coming off the corner and gets a really good launch. Going to roll the outside this time. Brent Schmick tried finding a little bit of a momentum in an early angle cut going down low in 1 and 2, but not able to get there as he files back into third behind Bryson and Tristan Meyer. And it's Bryson Meyer taking our Sierra Cycle Legend main event of the night. Oh, and a car going sideways here across 4, but makes it across the start-finish line, so finishes 4th sideways.
Yeah, no, it was more of an impatient deal. I think I was just ready to get around him, but I just had to stay behind him, figure out what he was doing, and then it was easy to go by him.
Pace truck drops off, and Gary Lavoie Jr. gets off to a good start as the control car, but Marty Husak looking to go 3 wide early here, though, is forced to back out as Jeffrey Gillespie noses out to the lead here early. Got side-by-side for second, though, between Gary Lavoie Jr. and Marty Husak early on. Marty Husak trying to work up to that back bumper of the 96. Through our first couple laps here, some tight battle here, though, as we're back side-by-side for the lead. And Jeffrey Gillespie going to get the better run that time. Just working this outside lane a little bit better and managing this lead. But Marty Husak is there and battling down low. And Catlin moves up to that back bumper of Jen Hall in his 28. Not able to quite get there. Jen Hall is doing a good job moving up to second now as she gets around the number 96 of Jeffrey Gillespie. Not quite nose to nose, side by side, but he still has the inside quarter panel of that 1H and isn't going anywhere. Back side by side, down the back straightaway. Has the nose out in front this time as he works Marty Husak up. Gonna go up the track a little bit and clear for that lead spot. Had to lean on the 1H a little bit up the track, but the 1H gonna zip down. Takes a hard turn through the 1 and 2 corner to keep his nose in there and avoid the pressure from Jen Hull and Kirsten Jones. And it's been a good while since Jeffrey Gillespie's gotten a podium, so this would be a big run for him tonight as the 21 of Austin Ward going to go around here, backs it down into the front. We'll see if she can get around Kirsten Jones here as we get restarted with 5 laps to go. And Marty Husak going to try and go low this time on Calvin Catlin, but got really loose and almost turned his car sideways that time, able to hold on to it. It'll be Calvin Catlin making his way cleanly through 3 and 4, but the battle for third still on here. Jen Hall's going to try and wrap low one more time as Calvin Catlin takes the checkered flag for our Delta Trading Group Thunder Truck main event of the evening here at Freaky Fast Father's Day.
We had a rough year at the start, and then here we are. I'm driving this car, man. I can't can't believe this. You'd have never thought that. That's the kind of guy David Levitt is. I can't thank him enough, like I said. This is all thanks to him, and I appreciate it so much.
And from the outside, the 21X of Rod Heastan leads us to green and gets a good launch here on the start. Things going to stay rolling as the 30 of Pat Bush follows in line behind. A bit of a hornet's nest there in the middle, though. Got 4 cars all tight together as the 0 of Dan Clark going to get high into the wall. And the 88 of Nick O'Neill is going to go around as well. Big issues on our first lap here. Oh, and it looks like someone's getting the black flag here. And that'll be the 73 of Brian Harrington Jr. Drivers were given a firm warning before the race by race director Tim Rominger that drivers with a history of rough driving or have been involved in multiple incidents this season, that they could be black flagged and put out of the race if they cause an incident. I'm not sure if that's what's happening here or if there's a possible issue for this 73 modified. And Brian Harrington Jr. going to walk off here. And yeah, assuming that's what it was there, drivers were given a firm talking to beforehand today that there's been too much reckless driving in this modified division. Especially, we've seen a lot of caution flags and issues started in races, and a lot of cars junked in this division this year. So they were all informed by race director Tim Rominger beforehand that any unnecessary contact or aggression beyond your average racing incident, and if a driver was deemed at fault, that they would be held accountable with a black flag penalty for the event. And showing he means business here tonight. We're going to fire off green again this time. Rod Heastan leads us to green and is going to get another good launch. From the outside, Curtis Lansing trying to look low early here, wrapping down on that apron line. And he's going to try to get around Pat Bush for second, and Curtis Lansing has to check up a little bit, making his way through that corner as the 22, Brandon Bonnet, looks to go outside as we go 3 wide through the middle of that corner once again. Brandon Bonnet also going to try and pressure for the lead here, trying to get around the 21X of Rod Heastan, and with a strong charge into 3 and 4, gets clear. But Brandon Bonnet here looking for his first win of 2024 and has a bad fast modified. Nick O'Neill getting around here for a second. We got a car going up in flames as a 0 of Dan Clark. Just a huge ball of flame coming out of that modified as he's up into the turn 3 and 4 corner. We're back going underway. Nick O'Neill's going to look to go inside on Curtis Lansing here, entering turn 1 and 2 as we go 3 wide through the turns 1 and 2 corner. Going to stay 3 wide down the back straightaway this time, but Pat Bush is able to clear on the outside. Curtis Lansing and Nick O'Neill battling down low. But Nick O'Neill's going to clear for that second place spot as Lansing and Pat Bush battle over that podium spot. And coming around the turn 4 corner this time, Brandon Bonnet getting his first Lolly Chevrolet modified win of the 2024 season. Nick O'Neill will take second here with Curtis Lansing third, and Rod Heastan holds on to fourth, holding off Pat Bush in a tight battle there.
Yeah, it was a team effort tonight, to be honest with you. I mean, we've had a lot of adversity to overcome. We just tried to, stay positive, and, here we are. So I get to celebrate with all my little ones.